Let me get my seat real quick. Just give me a second. Thank you for the red carpet, fellas. I appreciate it. What's up? Let me set myself up. Right there, and there. What's up, FNG Madden 19 week? What week are we in? Week 16 and season 2?
Week 16, season 2.
Yes, sir. Yeah, that says that right there.
It looks backwards, but I should be 52-0.
So it don't say 52-0 right now?
No, it looks like it says O/ backwards 5.
So on my screen, it shows 52-0.
No, I'm just telling you. I'm sure YouTube will correct everything, right? Don't worry about it.
Dude, I had man, whatever, man. Y'all know what I was trying to do. On my screen right now, I'm gonna take a picture of it. It says 52-0. So I had to do it. I had to do it backwards. So it's cool. Whatever. I played myself then. Forget y'all. Covering it up.
I took a screenshot of it, so
what's up, fellas? It's good. We're gonna talk about week 13 through 17.
13 through 17. Okay.
Yes, sir. On the show tonight, we got AKA Triple OG Tony Tranks, the 49er owner.
Welcome.
Yes, sir. We also got Mr. Billups, AKA Catching Cats, changing positions.
Run, tell that.
Yeah. The Jags owner. Right. So first and foremost, we're gonna talk about power rankings. No, I'm sorry, not power rankings. We're gonna talk about playoff pitchers and division leaders.
Okay.
And Mr. Tranks, I'm gonna go to you on that.
No problem. We gonna start the AFC or NFC?
Let's start with AFC.
All right. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go through the divisions real quick because we are 2 games away from week 16, so really 1 game away from the playoffs. So I'm gonna go through the standings. AFC North, Dad, did you just throw that away like that? You might have just
I'm so bad. Whatever.
We have the Browns. They're at 15-0, and they have clinched the first round bye. We have the Ravens at 10-5. They have clinched the playoffs.
Who did?
Even with the sanction, the Ravens have clinched the playoffs at 10-5.
What?
Yeah. By the way, Josean just joined.
He sure did. Yeah, I see him.
The Bengals at 4-10-1, and the Steelers bringing up the rear at 3-12. We have the AFC South for the Titans. They are the other people with a bye, other person with a bye. They have clinched the first round bye at 14-1. The Jaguars, they are 10-5. They have not clinched the playoffs yet. We have the Colts at 2-12, and we have the Texans at 0-14. Still got 2 chances to get a win. We have the AFC East, the Dolphins at 5-8-1. They got a 2-game lead, so it looks like they have a really good chance of winning that division, assuming they don't lose one of the last 2. Both, I mean. We have the Bills at 5-10. We have the Patriots at 4-10, and with the Jets in 3-11. So it's a close race, even though the numbers look kind of lopsided. We have the AFC West, the Chargers. Oh, hold on. I think I just I don't think Tony has clinched the bye yet. He just clinched the division. The Chargers at 12-2. This is in the AFC West. We have the Chiefs at 7-7. Looks like they're not going to be up on their banner of champions for the season. You know, he said he was going to make the playoffs just to get on there. Yeah, it's not happening at 7-7. The Broncos at 6-8, and we have the Raiders at 6-9.
Hey, wait a minute. Tony did clinch it because he beat the Chargers.
He clinched the division
and the bye, because if he lose one more game, he'll get the bye week because he beat the Chargers.
Did he play this week?
Yeah, he already played this week.
Okay.
Yep.
We'll see if Madden remembers.
Right.
They do funny stuff.
Yep.
They do some funny stuff. But over in the NFC, you have the NFC North. The Bears clinched the division 11-3. Vikings at 10-4, still fighting for a playoff spot. We have the Packers at 4-10, and with the Lions at 2-12. We have the Falcons in the NFC South. They clinched the division at 11-3. The Panthers at 8-6. We have the Saints at 5-10, and with the Buccaneers at 12 at 2-13. Over at the AFC East, we have the Giants at 10-4. We have the Cowboys. Welcome back, Mr. Thomas Lanning, Bat Raster. We have him at 9-6, still fighting for a playoff spot. Eagles at 7-7, not quite out of it, and neither are the Redskins at 7-7. They're controlling their own destinies. We're going to go specifics in the playoffs in a minute. And wrapping up the NFC, we have the NFC West. The Cardinals have clinched the division. No, I'm sorry. They've clinched the playoffs, not the division. They've clinched the playoffs at 11-3. The Seahawks at 11-4 still have a chance to win the division, obviously. Rams at 8-6, fighting for the playoffs, and in a much better spot than the 49ers, who are at 7-7. So that's the standings for FNG Week 16. There's been a couple games played. That's why all the records aren't balanced. Back to you, Dill.
I got you, man. Yeah, Tony jumped on here real quick. He said he beat him head to head. Yeah, I remember he beat the Chargers.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, so yeah, it should give him that.
It should give him that.
Yeah, even with a loss in Week 17.
Yeah.
So that's good stuff, man. So even with that, you went over playoff pictures, dude.
We were talking before the show started.
Right.
You want to go to AFC first?
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, right now you're looking like the number one seed. I mean, short of you taking a loss next week. You play next week?
The Titans. Not Titans, Texans.
Okay, yeah. Based on them not having a win yet, I think you're going to go 16-0. Yep. So I see you getting the number one seed. Yeah. And based off the Titans beating the Chargers, I want to say week 3 or 4, they should get the second seed and that bye.
Right.
Which means the Chargers and let's see. And probably the Dolphins. If I had to predict, the Chargers and Dolphins will be the division winners that'll have the home field game for the wild card round.
Yeah.
Ravens are the 5th seed because they've clinched the playoffs.
Man, he's lucky, man. He got lucky because I think he was suspended, right?
Yeah.
And
game suspension.
Right, and I think he was supposed to play the Patriots, and the Patriots lost to the computer. He got a win for that.
Yeah, hey. You only get one shot.
Yeah, I think even with that, if you would have lost to the Patriots, still would have made the playoffs, considering the record.
So? Oh, okay.
So.
Yeah,
well,
true.
if he'd lost to the Patriots, he'd have been he wouldn't have clinched. He'd have been
he wouldn't have clinched.
9-6.
Yeah,
and you would have been above him.
Yeah, but I'm in with 10 wins now. I'm in. It's just not official yet.
Oh, okay.
The next,
you are.
Next best team is at 7-7.
Yeah, the Chiefs was. I mean, it like he can make it.
Yeah,
the Chiefs.
So Chiefs are out officially because the best they could do is get 9 wins right now. So.
Right. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
So Ravens was solid because they had 9 wins when they got suspended. I think either way, they were positioned well to be in the playoffs.
Right.
Wait. The Chiefs could still make it. I'm sorry. I'm going back to that. The Chiefs could still make the playoffs.
Chiefs can't make it.
They're the 16.
No,
the Dolphins be the Ravens and the Jags.
The Dolphins have a worse record. They're division winners.
Ah, shoot.
So that's what you missed. Dolphins are 5-8-1, but they lead their division. And they
you're right. Thank you.
The Chargers and Dolphins will be the guys with the first round home game.
Sorry about that.
The wild card round.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's how it is. You gotta win your division.
How's that? Okay, man. I'm sorry to interrupt y'all. Yeah.
Now you're good. And looking over at the NFC as far as the playoffs are concerned, Falcons and both the Falcons, Cardinals, and Bears all have 11-3 records. The Falcons beat the Cardinals in a convincing win. But had the Bears played the Falcons or Cardinals? I can check that real quick.
I don't know. Yeah, you check that. Let me see.
We'll see if there's another head. I'm checking now and see if there's another head-to-head. It's the Bears, right? Bears. Here we go.
Just side note real quick. Forget you, Tony Tillman, for your comment on YouTube. He said, I don't know how the playoff works. The only thing I know is about the number 1 seed. Get you, man.
Yeah. The Bears did not play the Falcons at all. Or the Cardinals. Okay. So right now if I had to guess, I would say the Falcons have the number 1 seed.
Yeah.
Just based on them having a win against somebody in the NFC in the top 3. Okay. I guess the question is, let me check and see if somehow the Seahawks win a division. Just for shits and giggles here.
Yeah, generally, I'm not the playoff guru as you, Tranks, but generally head-to-head is first, then it's like division record. The Falcons probably be number 1 seed because they're undefeated in their division.
Yeah. It's head-to-head, and then if there are any divisional ties, you have to have who the divisional records are, who have the highest division. Then it's record versus common opponents. Then it's NFC or conference record. That's the actual record. I mean, that's the actual tiebreaker. Seahawks lost to the Cardinals in Week 13. And they beat the Cardinals, so they split. So if there's a tie, it should come down to divisional record. So we're going to look at the divisional record just to see what happens.
Yeah, look at that. Because I was just looking at it.
Seahawks got 3 losses in the division.
Right. Cardinals only have 1.
Yeah.
Okay, so it should go to the Cardinals.
Okay.
But I've seen it where that hasn't made a difference.
Yeah, I've seen Madden do some good things in terms of rankings.
Yep. Yeah. But hey, let's get down to it though, Tony. What do you need to happen?
We're not quite done yet. We're not done to the wild card yet. If they get the number 1 seed, let's say the Cardinals win the division.
He don't get to it yet.
We'll get there. Let's get the Cardinals number 2 seed. They get the bye, and you got the Bears. They're gonna have a home game, and
the Giants
should have a home game because they have a 2-game lead over the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Question is whether or not they played this week.
Cowboys have, but the Giants haven't.
The Giants haven't. If the Giants lose the last 2 games,
let's see.
They both have division losses.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah. The Giants breaker. They're undefeated.
The Giants only have no division losses so far.
Yeah, so they'll get the tiebreaker.
They should win if there's a tiebreaker right now. With the closest guy, the Cowboys having 3 division losses, I think the Giants should win the division, regardless of what happened. So that gives the Giants and the Bears the first 2 home games. The next highest seeds are the Seahawks at 11-4, and the Vikings at 10-4. And then really the closest people to them are the Rams at 8-6, Panthers at 8-6, Cowboys at 9-6, 49ers at 7-7, Eagles at 7-7, the Redskins at 7-7. So we'd have to look at the records to see if there's the actual schedules to see if there's a chance.
Yeah.
Seahawks
yeah, conference, no
with
joke.
11 wins.
Say again.
The Seahawks have unofficially clinched with 11 wins based on the other team's records.
Yeah.
And it looks like.
You think it'll be the Rams?
The Rams got a chance if the Vikings lose their next two. And I guess the Cowboys have a chance too.
Well, here's the Vikings' next two games. The Vikings' next two games, the Chiefs and Chargers. They're at least going to lose one of those. I see the Chargers. I see the Chargers beating them just on what I've seen, and because the Chiefs have not impressed me this season, I don't think that the Chiefs are going to beat the Vikings. But Bullock, you got an opportunity to prove me wrong. The Rams last two games.
Yes, Cardinals and Redskins.
Cardinals and Redskins, and the Redskins got something to play for.
Yeah.
The Cardinals also have something to play for as far as the division.
The Redskins just beat somebody, did they?
Yeah, they just beat the Bears. Redskins just beat the Bears, so that's not going to be easy out.
Yeah, he put up. He only gave two.
Throw him in the towel.
Yeah, he dominated that game. Well, when I re-invited Zay back, I knew he was going to. Once he's got his feet up under him, next season it's going to be ridiculous. Y'all going to see.
Yeah.
That whole Tiger Roar taking over the division, that ain't going to happen. With back and Isaiah back, that ain't happening no more.
Well, Isaiah's commenting right now, the Bears owner. Don't be quiet right now, brother. You could chime in and tell us what happened in that game. I know you watching.
Oh yeah. Let's see.
He told me he was under the influence.
Who's that?
Whatever. You don't play then if you're under the influence. I don't
a little tipsy, huh? Okay.
All right.
I'll accept that.
I don't.
The Bears got the Lions and Packers, I think, right? Yeah. I'm sorry, that's wrong. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, if I had to pick who's going to be the wild cards, I say it's going to be the Seahawks and Rams. Those are the two that I think is going to be.
Man. All right, is that it?
That's real because at 9-7, the best I can go is 9-7 if we're talking about me specific. And hold on, I need to win both games. I got the Panthers and Steelers. More likely than not, I should beat both of those. CPU game and Dragon. I've had good history against Dragon. So even if I go 9-7, I need the Vikings to lose both.
That's still not enough for you because Vikings got 10 wins.
Oh yeah, you're right. So
you're out.
Is he officially out?
Yeah, I think I'm officially out then. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. You're right. So it's either going to be the Rams or the Vikings or the Cowboys. Yeah, appreciate that. So my last loss to the Seahawks pretty much eliminated me.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah. So I think that's the playoffs. It's pretty much Vikings, Cowboys, and Rams are pretty much going to control their own destiny for that final seed. And who knows if something weird happens with the last two games, maybe one of them might be able to leapfrog based on tiebreakers to get the fifth seed. But those are pretty much the four teams that we're talking about as far as the NFC wildcard spots.
Okay. Man.
Yeah.
Dang, Tone. So yeah, we're gonna be talking about in a minute the reason why you're out in the playoff. Yeah. Right now I'm gonna run down Week 16 power rankings.
Okay.
All right. Number 1, Browns 14-0. Number 2, I can't believe it. Tony Tillman, the Titans. This brother didn't make the playoffs last year, and he got his team at 13-1, really 14-1.
Yeah.
So congratulations to him, man.
Yeah, definitely congratulations.
Right.
Hey, it pays to quit, man.
It pays to quit. Hilarious.
But no, he's definitely a OG. So I'm glad he came right back, man.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah. Yeah, actually, behind scenes, he got some people barking like, "Is he a true number 2?" Team. You know what I'm saying? Is his record really 14-1? My thing is, he's 14-1.
You beat the guys that's in front of you.
Exactly.
I mean,
now put up and shut up when playoff comes around. That's a different, different story.
You look at his record. He beat the Chargers. He lost to the Panthers, which he has bad history against the former Panthers owner.
Right. He said that.
He beat the Falcons. He beat the Falcons.
Yes.
So,
the Falcons,
he was the NFC representative last year, and he's the number 1 seed in the NFC now. So really, to me, he beat everybody. He beat the Jags, another potential playoff team. I mean, he beat the Raiders, who beat the Chargers. So, what do you want? I mean, you play the teams in front of you.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I'm not arguing at all. My thing is he's number 2.
No, I'm saying for people that think that he might not have earned it.
Yeah.
Dude, he beat the teams in front of him. Man, I don't know what else he can do.
Right. Now playoffs comes, it's over. It's a different story.
Right.
Oh, dude, it's gonna be nice. Nice. All right, number 3, Chargers. He's 12-2. So he's been making a lot of noise. Even with me playing Tranks, he said I played soft.
What did he say? Play that against me, son. You gonna take a loss?
Right, yeah. He said if I play that soft against him, I'm gonna take an L. So hey, playoffs is around the corner, my brother.
Shut up, right?
Right, babe, but congratulations. You're at least top 3 now.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. He's 12-2. So he's definitely making some noise. Falcons, number 4. He's 11-3.
Yep.
Number 5, Cardinals, 11-3. Thank you for catching that. I switched that earlier.
yeah, I know. That was kind of funny.
Right. I'm sorry. Let's see. Number 6, Bears, 11-3. And I was actually debating about that, putting him at least at 7 or 8 because that big loss he just had against the Redskins.
Well,
but go ahead.
There is only one team in FNG that's undefeated. So,
right.
It's nice to knock somebody down during the season, but where we're at right now, who'd you put up above? Who would you put up above the Bears?
The Seahawks. That's
Seahawks
it.
Haven't even won a division.
Right, but he has legit losses though. So I look at his losses to like the top 10 teams compared to the Bears. He has 3 losses, and the one with the Redskins, not knocking the Redskins at all, but they're not even in the top 10 or top 15.
Neither am I.
That's a new one.
Tony, we told Tony we're not going there with you.
That's what I'm saying. I was telling y'all about the Redskins. If I tell you the Redskins, if me and the Redskins would go back and forth from the playoffs, which I didn't tell y'all guys because I figured y'all wouldn't believe me anyway, because he's a little bit of an OG himself. I'm talking about Isaiah Nash now.
Right.
That'll make that loss not as bad. But because y'all don't know who Isaiah Nash is and who the Redskins owner is, it looks like you just lost to a garbage dude when really he's like me. He just took over a team with a bad record.
Oh yeah, I know he's not garbage at all.
Perspective on why that loss would knock him down for me.
I see what you're saying. So all right, so he was number 6. Number 7, the Seahawks, 10-4. Ravens, number 8, 10-4. Vikings, number 9, 10-4. And Giants, number 10, 10-4.
Yep.
So that rounds it off. So it's looking good, man. We got week 16, week 17.
Yes, sir.
Man, it's these playoffs is gonna be crazy, man.
It's gonna be great.
Yes.
Even if I'm not in there, it's gonna be great.
Yes, it is. Yes,
don't gotta say even. You're not in there, man. You be watching.
Right. Shut up. All right, man. Let's go back to week 13. Games of the weeks. Game of the week. I'm sorry. I think do we have it?
Either Titans at Jaguars.
It was Seahawks and Cardinals.
Yeah.
That was 33-27.
Good game. Good game.
Yes,
Definitely.
great game.
And
also, I know it's jumping ahead, but also the Ravens owner got sanctioned for running up the score.
Yeah, he got sanctioned.
That game. Yeah, week 6, 13.
He beat the computer-led Steelers 50-10, and the most you can score against a computer in this league is 49.
Okay.
I figured with one of the commissioner's teams being the 49ers, it'd be easy to remember, but we still got people beating that score and scoring over that sometimes because maybe they're in multiple leagues. I don't know. But that's a 3-game suspension. It's in black and white in our Constitution. So
yep.
We had to suspend him for 3 weeks. And I sincerely thought that was going to affect his playoffs.
Okay. Hey, Josean, you about to say something?
No.
Okay.
Not even high, nothing. Just
right, I know. Hi, Josean.
What's up, fellas? I'm over here listening. I'm in the background. I'm doing all the daddy stuff, feeding the kids and all this stuff.
Oh, you good, man?
Good man. Good man.
Yes, sir. That comes first. Also, game of the week, I think you just said it, Tranks. Titans and Jags.
Yeah, that was a big game.
Yes, man. Yeah, they barely won that game. How'd that go, Billups?
It was a good defensive battle, honestly. I think I threw a costly pick 6 at one point that he ran back on me, but it was hard to play. We had this EA server desync error over and over again. It was definitely frustrating. Then we had
y'all played 7 times.
Yeah, but we really played you count all those restarts we probably played like 3 or 4 games with the restarts. So it was really.
Oh, that is right. Yeah, that is right.
The game we finally played was really tough because you basically it's like playing back-to-back weeks with somebody.
Yeah.
You'd already seen their plays and stuff. And they done seen you, so it was really tough. It was a good defensive battle, but all of our games are always close.
Yeah.
I can definitely tell he's done some things different about his game. He's really made a lot of adjustments, which is good, and bad. I'm hoping I learn from him.
Yeah,
I really try to pay attention from a scouting standpoint, knowing that I have to go through him at some point if I'm getting noise in the playoffs. So.
Hey, Josean, real quick, Josean, that's me putting you on mute. It's just the background is real loud. When you're ready to talk, just take yourself off mute. Yeah. All right, go ahead, Billups. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, but it's but he's the truth. He's always been the truth. I ain't never had no disrespect to his game. But he's definitely you can tell he stepped it up, and I think the personnel in the Titans fits what he wants to do. He likes those mobile quarterbacks. He likes having speed at the running back position. Speed at the receiver. So just perfect alignment for his game, and he's using them well. So
yeah. Well, it's a close game, and that lets you know that you can hang with. Somebody who's potentially the number 2 seed. The number 2 team in FNG. You're hanging with him, so that lets you know it should give you confidence in the playoffs.
Yeah, I need to get over the hump. For me, I know what my game is. And I probably play too conservative.
Yeah.
To be honest, I don't want to turn the ball over. But I think outside, I've had good games with the Chargers outside the league, with the Titans outside the league, with Dillard outside the league. So. I know I can play with everybody, but at the end of the day, I get the job done. So, I'm not looking for a red ribbon. These guys are getting it done week over week.
Best in show, huh?
When it counts. So, big ups to all of those top 3 seeds, in the AFC.
Yes, sir.
Legit.
Yes, sir. That's good stuff, man. Good stuff. Now, week 14. That goes to myself and Mr. Tranks. And also,
game of the week?
Oh, heck yeah, it was game of the week. I think we were game of the week, and then the Bears and the Chargers was game of the week.
Oh,
and the Chargers won that game.
So what's
too bad.
With the Bears and the I'm sorry, not the Bears, the Browns and the 49ers. So I saw the score was, nick and tuck, but what went down?
You got that cheesy smile on that screen there. Look at him.
Well,
it was too bad y'all didn't play that game later in the night, man. You guys played at 5. I had to catch that game at work. People were like, "What the hell are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm trying to watch this game."
I was surprised that Baker Mayfield was still an MVP candidate after he threw 7 interceptions.
Hey, but he don't have that many interceptions, throughout the season. So
yeah,
he's doing real good. That game. Go ahead, Tranks. You start first. You could explain better.
I will say this. Over this, I was suspended the first 4 games, and I didn't play any Madden. I was literally living life, playing Red Dead Redemption, the whole thing. And as I played my game, to be honest with you, improved. I could feel my user, everything improving.
It's on another level.
And I felt like there was an aha moment in the middle of the season. I think it was when I beat the Falcons. I said, I think I got what I got going. So when I went in to play you, I scouted you a couple of games that you played. I saw what you like to do, and I said, and I'm a pretty good coach. My record don't show up. I'm a pretty good coach, so I said, I'm not gonna let him do this play or this play or this play against me. He's gonna have to do something else.
For us novice, what are those plays?
Hey man, shut up. Hey, wait a minute, time out, man. This is the internet.
I'm gonna let you guys know.
Get offline.
The best way to find that out is look at all the interceptions that he threw. Look at every single play that he threw an interception on. They're plays that he wants to go to. I mean, he wouldn't have called them if he didn't want to.
So I'm gonna say this. So the plays he's talking about, it's really a play. He got 3 interceptions on this one play. So I ran the play. I'm gonna tell you, I ran that play 4 times in the game. Only got 1 completion. But the other 3 times I ran it, he picked it off.
Yeah.
What is that linebacker?
Huh?
No, one was with the safety, I think.
Nah, Reuben Foster had 3 interceptions. It might have been a different play, but
he threw 7, so I'm sure it wasn't just Reuben.
I threw 7 or 8. I lost count.
Right.
Yeah. And the thing is, with that play that he's talking about, there wasn't the only play that I noticed, but with that play that he's talking about, I noticed it against the Ravens. In the Ravens game, he took a sack in that game, but he was trying to throw to that guy, and I was like, he took a sack. What was open? And when I watched the play, I saw the running back was wide open. So when he played me again, I said, if he does this play, I'm gonna leave the running back open, but I'm gonna be just close enough to go pick it off.
Okay.
First time he ran, he threw it right to that guy. Ran over there. That was my first pick when he ran it. So defensively, we were well prepared for what he wanted to do.
Yeah, he was.
Offensively, I'm gonna be honest with you. I think we took too much emphasis on preparing defensively, and the offense was way too conservative.
Okay.
We and then not to take away from his defense, because his defense was phenomenal. I really had one long run of 42 yards with McKinnon. And then other than that, I had 78 yards total. Pretty much the run game, kind of fell off.
Yeah.
And what happened is I wasn't prepared for McKinnon getting hurt. I don't know why I wasn't, but it's just I was so focused on stopping his offense because he's very good offensively.
Yeah.
I was not focused on offense as I should have been, and it showed by how many times I punted. I mean, I had 7 turnovers on offense and 7 picks, and I lose that game.
Yeah.
Most of the time, if you give me that many turnovers, I'm blowing you out.
Yeah.
But offensively, and you got to also give his defense credit and his user credit. He was getting sacks. I think I had it. No, it was my Seahawks game. I was getting injuries on the line too, and there's not much talent on the line. So once you get an injury, So long story short, his user was always great and someone to be feared, and he minimized my scoring opportunities after I got the turnover. So I think that's why he won that game. That plus my defense failing me, I think, in the fourth quarter.
Were these turnovers throughout the entire game? Was it first half, second half?
I think he had. I want to say he had.
No, it was throughout the game, man.
5 picks by the third quarter. If you go back and rewatch that game, by the third quarter he had 5 picks.
Yeah, it's still on Twitch.
Yeah,
I've been studying that game too. I'm like, oh my god, I gotta. And I'm not saying that's my bread and butter play at all, but Well, what's funny is when I picked that play, I'm like, all right, it's going to work. And it was God speaking to me saying, don't run the play. And I'm like, no, God, it's going to work. And I ran the play, and it didn't work. I mean, you read it perfectly. And that's the thing about that game. Anybody I played in the league, it was tough playing you because your user skills were so great with the middle linebacker. Not saying I can't adjust to that, but I just made some dumb reads in that game. And I got
weird seeing you in that position. That's the position. Flash and I were the Rams owner. We were talking about it. He said he's been watching your games, obviously, as well. I mean, best team in the league. Everybody's gonna be watching the games, but he said he's never seen you in that position before, where you were not rattled, but like you were unsure about reads that you were normally sure about. And I remember I usually talk to people after the game in the party or whatever.
Yep.
Because I'm salty about all my losses, but I don't have a problem talking with people after the game. But you couldn't talk because you had to take your daughter somewhere.
Yep.
And when you called me, we had talked, and you were like, "This is what." And it was a nice little feather in my cap, even with a loss. You said, "Tranks, it was like you were everywhere." that at least made me feel good with the loss, you know.
Dude.
Especially since he was going to beat you by 28 points originally.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey,
I'm sure that was a little bit of tongue in cheek, but he wanted to blow me out if he could. I'm sure. He would have if he could have. And obviously, to anyone playing the 49ers, if you think you can blow me out, attempt to blow me out. You never have to worry about no scoring with me, because it ain't gonna happen anyway. But if you think you can do it, do it.
I mean, by far, your game, and then of course the game against the Rams. I think I won that by 6. I barely won a game against the Seahawks, and I barely won a game against the Ravens.
Yeah.
So I have a lot of close games this season where the hashtag could have been gone a long time ago.
And you could have lost that game. When you were kicking an extra point, my guy started coming around like he was block it.
Yes.
Had my guy returned that for 2 points, you would have lost 30-32.
Yep.
You know, if and buts with candy and nuts every day be Christmas. I understand.
Right.
you were winning in the fourth quarter?
No, boy, it was he was winning, I think. Yeah, he was winning. Yeah, he was winning.
He was winning.
Yeah.
Because Dillard, he scored on that last drive to win that game. I was like, oh my God, I can't believe he pulled that off.
Yeah.
He scored 7, and I scored 10 in the fourth. He scored 7 in the fourth. So
I scored with seconds left in the game. I think it was like 29 seconds.
Yeah, it wasn't that much left.
Yeah, dude, that was a crazy game. And then I had to go right to agility training for my kids, and I'm like, I'm sitting there sweating, and dude, that was a good game, man. It was a good game. Honestly.
Yeah, it was. I was happy to play because I don't get to play very often, and I enjoy those type of challenges.
It's definitely a different story if you didn't have the 4-game suspension. You definitely would have made the playoffs. Definitely gonna be a problem next season.
Mm-hmm.
Now you
that
got
whole NFC is gonna be nasty, man. Especially if
it's insane.
Yeah. Especially if Nash gets up in there, and now with Bat back too, man. It's gonna be nasty.
Yes, dude. Next season is gonna. I thought this season was gonna top it. Next season is gonna be crazier. It's gonna be crazy.
So which team do you predict to be out the playoff picture next year? I know we're jumping way ahead.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
Who do you think? I mean, we got some really good teams in the playoff picture right now. So
wait. Give me 1 second. I'm going to it.
That's in the playoffs now. You saying
that's in there now? That potentially won't be there next year.
I'll tell you what. That division with the Panthers and the Bears, you may only have one team coming out of there.
I think that's the case now.
For each division?
The Panthers are the South, and it's only the Falcons getting in right now.
So, all right, Tony, before you say anything, did we say the Giants was in it already?
Yeah, they won't be in it next season.
The Giants won't be in it next season.
I'll say the Giants. I know he's going to say something, too.
Well, I mean, just being realistic. Who did he have? He only really had one user in his division.
Yeah.
That's true.
I mean, I think somebody took over the Redskins for like maybe 1, maybe 2 games, if that. I don't even know if he played any. So that's the team I would pick that would be the difference next season. I mean,
I know the Redskins will beat the Giants.
So you're saying Redskins and Giants out?
Yep.
No, Redskins might actually be in
or
it.
Cowboys.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He's back.
Yeah.
Ooh, that division.
Again, when Tiger was on last time, he was talking over me. But the thing was, historically, that's been the Cowboys division.
Cowboys division.
Okay.
Usually
Hey,
when he
come on, Joe.
division,
You could do it, Joe. Joe, you can do it, man. They ain't even bringing up the Eagles. Joe, you can do it.
The Cowboys computer team got a couple wins this season too.
Yeah.
Go upstairs.
When he was AP, the Cowboys was
Go upstairs.
So.
Yes, Daddy. I'll go upstairs, Daddy.
No, my dog's coming down. He's trying to sneak over, and I don't want him to knock the camera over or something like that crazy. Upstairs. Come on. Upstairs.
Yeah, hey, that's a good question, Billups.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's good.
Oh, somebody from Tranks division may not make it either, though.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, you got Batten and Nash can both go from that division and come get in, and one of you guys might be out.
Yeah. And another good game. All right, so I'm going back. Week 14. We just got to talk about real quick. Bears and Chargers. That was an excellent game if you look at it.
Yeah.
20-14. Neither team scored in the second half. So the defense stepped up on both.
The Bears made some plays they almost never, ever make as far as bad plays. I mean, he's someone that takes the points 9 times out of 8.
Uh-huh.
He lost. He gave up 3 points at the end of the half. Should have kicked a field goal, but he went for it. Didn't have any more timeouts left, I believe, and ended up missing out on that. Then he was in the red zone, first drive in the second half. It was a 3rd and forever, and he still threw the ball through a pick instead of taking the points there. So that was 6 points for him.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the half and the start of the second half, that he almost, historically would never make plays like that at all.
Chargers were in that position too, like where they were going for it instead of kicking a field goal. They could have shut the game down and put it out of reach if he had just kicked field goals when he was in field goal range.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
they kind of both were making the same mistakes. But as you know, I can testify to my most recent game against the Seahawks. You'd be surprised some of the dumb stuff you'll do when you're not focused. I mean, like, especially against a good player. And just looking at the game, this was a pivotal win for the Chargers, in my opinion, for him to be up there in the top 5. Like, it was going to be hard for us to, I know we're all joking a bit with him, but you're not going to get much respect unless you beat people who got the respect. It's that simple. And beating the Bears, who were, 14-2 last season with the Texans, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Beating him is important. A win against anybody in the top 10, especially the top 5, but anybody in the top 10 is impressive.
Yeah.
That's the top third of the league if you think about it.
Yep.
So,
that was a good win for the Chargers.
It was a good win, Matt.
Kudos,
congratulations.
Because he came in saying he was the ish, right?
Right.
Before he beat any team, so I respect. He backed it up though. I mean, it's legit. So I respect that.
Yep. All right. Going to YouTube live chat. Tony Tillman said, "Go ahead and sleep on this team if you want to. You got to come see him in the playoffs." So, all right. Hey, I feel you, Tony. Hey, I'm pro Tony.
Right.
I said it this year. Take over that division. What'd you say?
I said I ain't sleeping on him. That's for sure.
Oh heck no.
I'm just waiting for him to quit again when he lose. So. I'll tell that.
He said, "Screw it, I'm going back to Denver." Hilarious. All right. Hey Tony, you getting a lot of TV time right now because the very next week, week 15, you had the only game of the week was Seahawks versus 49ers. So you had 2 weeks back to back where you needed these wins. And you lost another close one, 27-24 to the Seahawks.
I will say that I said it when he came to the division, and I'm going to say it as long as he stays here. I am so happy Dorian is in my division because he has the energy that I need to keep me motivated. Because literally, I was probably playing the best football of my life when I played him. Like, I just had a game against you, Dill. And defensively, I was good. And when we started the game, I was kind of dominating them too. I had 20. It was 24-7.
Yeah. Right. I'm looking at that.
3 scores.
Dude.
Yeah, what messed you up was that fourth quarter drive, man. You should have just.
Well, I did.
You didn't score in the second half at all.
Tiger gave me some. He gave me some heat that I love to get because I'll give it to him when he makes these mistakes. I made some of the dumbest coaching calls I've ever done in Madden when I played the Seahawks, especially that fourth quarter. It was. I want to say it was. I was up by a touchdown.
Yeah, you were up by a touchdown, and you all you had to do was run the clock, man, and you went to air it out. He picked it off, scored, and then the next drive was the same way. I'm like, just get in field goal range. Here's
the thing: when it got to third down or whatever, I should have just waited for overtime type of thing. I threw a pick. He ran the field goal and set up, kicked the field goal, won. I mean,
he kicked like a 50-some yard field goal too.
No, it was a 63-yard field goal.
There you go. God, still, it was worse.
Correction. Good Lord.
Yeah. But he shouldn't even have had it. I shouldn't have thrown it. I shouldn't have thrown the ball. Shouldn't have been in that position. It's some of the worst coaching that I've ever done. And what I did was I played. It was probably last game of the season. I'm not the season. Last game of the week 15 against you, and then week 16, I played the Seahawks. Right? Is that what it was? Yeah. No. Week 14, I played the
Browns,
and then played week 15, I played the Seahawks. Mm-hmm. I usually don't play the games back to back. I always like to have a day between just to reset.
Yeah.
I was actually surprised when you said let's play.
Everybody was, I never do it, and plus my schedule was flexible anyway. I didn't have to play it. But it was late at night, and I guess I can't even blame being drunk or anything like that. It was just me messing up. Is that simple?
Bears owner.
Team. Is that simple?
Was the spotlight too bright?
No, because I felt good. I actually felt like I hate to say this, but I felt like I was going to blow him out.
I mean, it looked like it when you started playing. I was like, okay, he's going to get it.
So,
he shut you out in the second half.
Yeah. It was because my brain shut off. I stopped thinking.
Yep.
It was a terrible example of bad coaching, bad play, bad decision making, bad reading. Everything you could possibly do wrong, I did in that game. So he took advantage of it and scored on it.
Yeah.
So, and he beat me with Paxton Lynch. He didn't even beat me with.
He sure did.
Well, was he injured?
Russell Wilson was hurt.
He's hurt.
He's been hurt.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it was just terrible. It was terrible play by me, and way to take advantage of it by Dorian.
Yeah, that second half was the total opposite of that first half.
In the division, man, it really is.
Yeah, he's made some plays with Paxton Lynch. The real Seahawks signed him. So
right, he did. Yeah,
hilarious.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
Gotta for it next season. It's that simple.
Yeah, and then also since we got Josean on here, you had a good game too, man. Against Denver that week. You lost by a touchdown.
And that game, honestly, was the score does not reflect the game, man. That dude, I'm gonna say this right now. He owned me, dude. I text Tranks, and Tranks thought he blew me out the way I texted him, but I was like, man, this dude, I'm telling you, I'm not even gonna say what I said to Tranks, but
what happened?
Dude, I'm telling you, the game from our first game to the second game was the total opposite. So if he comes playing like he did against me, and it starts getting broadcast, you all going to see. I mean, he was blitzing. I felt like he had like 30 sacks that game against me.
Let me see.
Dude, I'm telling you, he was doing stuff. I'm like, I don't even know how to adjust to it.
I mean, you had 6 interceptions with 2 different quarterbacks.
He's coming in clean.
6,
I'm running
7, 8, 9. He had 10 sacks.
Yeah, it felt like he had 30, man. I'm telling you. I talked to Tranks, and Tranks was like, well, did he score 50 points on you? I was like, no, man. The game was close, but it's just the way it was played is that the score does not.
It came from everywhere.
Dude, I didn't even know how to. I got off that game. I was like,
let me tell you
I don't even know how to handle this.
Tiger knows this. This is the Giants owner. There's a caption of Jeff George when he was a Raider, where he's in shotgun, and I think it's against the Chargers, and their linebackers are lining up and moving. He's looking like I've never seen a quarterback look more scared than him. He's looking like he didn't know where the guys are going to come from. That's the way all the texts that were coming from Josean seemed like, yo, he was sacking me. He was getting interceptions, kicking the field.
Dude, he had one play where he literally blitzed my quarterback. He was chasing me, and with the same linebacker, I lost track. I went to throw the ball. He intercepted it with the same damn linebacker. I'm like, how do you do that? He had me really fluttered in that game. I was like, I mean, it was close, but I'm telling you, the score could have been a lot worse.
Yeah.
So, and I think he had a couple picks too. He had like at least 3 or 4 picks.
That's Josh Norman, right?
Yeah, Josh.
Norman, yep.
You had to be doing something right because outside of the first quarter, it was even the rest of the game.
Yeah.
Not the way he describes it.
Dude, I'm telling you that game. I don't think I've ever been sacked that much in one game.
That's crazy. I'm sorry, dude.
But the thing about it, you had 6 sacks, which is still impressive.
Yeah, but he was playing with me. He was toying with me then, man. He had his quarterback. He was just running some weird plays too, and it just happens to be that I sacked him. But if it wasn't for that, you know, I'm telling you, if you guys would have watched the game, you're like, man, he's playing with him.
Okay, man.
So,
all right, man. All right, week 16. That's a lump sum. That's a lot.
Tranks, they came from everywhere, man. I couldn't
stop
them. Game over, man.
Nah, it wasn't that like that. I was just like, man, he handled me, man. He handled me. That's the first game I've had where I'm like, I normally don't text Tranks, and I was like, man, this dude handled me.
So I'm gonna skip this, and I'm sorry to the Redskins owner, but upset alert. Redskins beat the Bears 33-3.
Yeah.
He had a field goal in the first quarter, and that's it.
Yeah, and Nash came to play.
Man. So I think Isaiah said something in here.
He said it was really Woodford Reserve that won that game. That's what I heard.
He said no excuses. Was drinking up. Oh, man, whatever, dude. Dude, I'm telling y'all, especially top 10, you need to be focused on these games.
I think Isaiah slept on Nash, didn't think, he ain't go do nothing.
Yeah.
And he crept up and took that sucker punch, and that was it.
If you don't play sober, you get pulled over.
Yeah.
Man.
You know what he did was a Tim Hewell. He always plays drunk.
Oh yeah. I mean, he threw 4 picks in that game, no touchdowns. Only had 100 yards passing, 115 yards passing, 65 yards rushing.
Yeah, he kept them in check.
Yeah, he did.
He kept them in check. He bottled them up, and that was it.
Yeah. So congratulations to the Redskins owner.
Yeah.
Welcome back for one. And he's gonna be a problem next season. Shoot, good Lord, upset alert.
Man, I think Madden was on sale for $25. He's like, yo, I'm getting this. Give me that spot.
Right. All right. In week 17, since we're here, game of the week. I'm looking at it. I know Billups, you got a good game. Falcons versus the Jags.
Yeah.
The Rams play the Redskins.
That's going to be a good game.
That'll be a good game.
Tillman, Titans play Broncos.
That's going to be a better game than most people, and I think that I would put that as game of the week because the Broncos don't have anything to play for, right? But I think they want to show that they're good against the number 2 team in FNG.
Yep.
Yeah. He plus I think the Broncos had a close game against the Chargers.
Yeah.
They've both been close, so
yeah. Yep.
It's a good game.
Then the Vikings play the Chargers.
Oh, those 2 games right there, both of them.
Yep.
I like
you got a lot of good games.
And then the last one is the Cardinals play the Ravens.
Oh yeah, they got a whole
first game back from suspension. But here's the thing, right? That will be a user versus user game. His suspension is over by then. But both teams, I think at that point, won't have anything to play for as far as seeding is concerned.
They do because the Cardinals be playing for a bye, first round bye.
That's true.
And then the Ravens,
he got it, do we?
Yeah. No, he don't got it guaranteed yet.
He don't?
No. it's a three-way tie right now with the Falcons, Bears, and Cardinals.
Right, but
you're right.
But he lost head-to-head to the Falcons.
Yeah,
he can still be over the Browns though, or the Bears.
Oh yeah, you're right.
So he got to win. Then the Ravens, they're in the playoffs, but they could be a 5 or a 6 seed. So I think the 5 seed is a little bit better. No disrespect, because you rather play the Dolphins in the first round of playoffs.
Hey, he just said something too, talking about number one in the division. Barely.
Then the Chargers, right? So you in, but you know.
I guess
so,
who you want to play the second seed, because you got the Browns and the Chargers, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
So if you go in there as a wild card and you beat the Dolphins, you'll be playing the Browns, and the Chargers will be playing whoever's left.
No. It's the Titans. Titans right now. I thought we just said that Titans can get the number 2 seed.
Yeah.
Right.
So right now, if the playoffs were to end right now, the Ravens are the 5th seed and the Jags are the 6th seed. So the Jags will be playing the Chargers, and the Ravens will be playing the Dolphins.
The winner of that is what I'm saying.
Okay.
Yeah, the winner, whoever at the lowest seed, will play the
correct.
Browns.
So do you really want to play? Who you want to play? Either the Browns or the Titans?
I think in the playoffs, you just want to play. Real talk.
No, but if you can control your own seeding by winning or losing now, since you're in, think about that. That's all I'm saying. So there might not be anything to play for, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Maybe for the Ravens, but they're still for the Cardinals.
Yeah, the Cardinals. He needs this. Yeah. So definitely, I'm real interested in this, the Broncos and Titans game. That's big. That one.
Well, and what's it? Tillman's been broadcasting his game, so it's going to get broadcasted whether it's game of the week or not.
Definitely. Yeah. Even Isaiah put on here, said, "Don't sleep on the Broncos."
Yeah.
Bears owner. Yep.
That's going to be the Titans Broncos game. I think that's going to be the Broncos Super Bowl, Josh Norman's Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And even if Tillman benches his guys, it's still going to be, he might not want to be embarrassed on national TV type thing. You know what I mean? So we'll see what he actually does.
He may not broadcast that game.
Hilarious. All right, fellas. Hey, that's good stuff.
Tillman got to be careful though, because he should be guaranteed for that 2 seed, but Madden does some weird things with tiebreakers. So he could just as easily lose that 2nd seed.
Yep.
So
he better not. That's messed up if they do stuff like that. I mean, for what I've seen, Matt's been correct. I haven't seen that crazy.
Oh yeah? You sure you want to say that? And then he say, he told me I was going to get.
I ain't say guaranteed. I ain't say that.
You better just win it and be done.
I mean, we ain't got Tranks advancing it, so we're good though. You ain't
got to worry about that. It cost me a playoff spot. I want to play playoffs this season.
Hey,
that was easy.
In regards to this, and I know this wasn't a topic at all, but I still personally would love if everybody updated their settings so that advance is done automatically. We still got about 4 or 5 teams that haven't done it yet.
We know who.
Top of my head, I don't have to go back through my settings on my phone.
Okay.
I
think it might be some of the new guys.
I can put another post out there. I have no problem doing it, but there's still a good 5 teams that haven't done it for whatever reason. And even the ones who normally would update themselves right after a game, it doesn't always happen. So
fellas, what he's saying is it actually works. If everybody update their settings, it would advance the league by itself instead of a commissioner coming in and advancing the league. So it's actually kind of cool. We could get an early advance, especially on a Saturday. Advance at 3 p.m. We get games in early. Yeah. So it's good.
I don't think it does it for the guys on bye weeks though. I think you still have to do it. Am I correct, Tranks?
Right.
Yeah, correct. Bye week. You have to click ready.
Yep.
Yeah.
But
on that.
It's easy. You update your settings. You don't got to worry about it again. The app is free. Most of us got smartphones. You can manage your team as well there as far as advancing your week when you're on a week, or if you decide you don't want to play the computer for whatever reason, just advance and ready yourself up. So there's a number of weeks we go week over week where we're waiting for an AP game or a computer game, and someone's already made the decision themselves they're not going to play it. So just help us all out and just advance it.
Yeah, and piggybacking off what Bill was saying, if you know you're not going to play, give me and Tranks a buzz and say, hey, I don't have time to play. I'm not going to play. That way we're not sitting and posting and tagging you and asking what's going on. If your intent is not to play, put yourself on AP or let us know. Don't wait till the day of advance to say, hey, I can't play, whatever the case may be. I mean, that's 3 days you wasted.
Let me put this warning out for people who are on that list, and not the specific list that Billups is talking about, but just the people that are kind of dragging their feet just in general. That's a bad reputation to have. If you're the one that we're always waiting on and keeping this league from moving and advancing, then you're pretty much the weakest link. And when it comes for a waiting list that we got going on, or people that are trying to come in, why are we holding on to a spot for somebody who is a headache in the league, don't know how to do what they're supposed to do, always get suspended, just a fly in the ointment? Dude, you don't. Why not control what you can control, which is we show you how to do the settings. If you don't know, we'll walk you through it. Over here.
Well, here's the other thing. Why are you in a league full of other guys that want to play and you don't want to play? I just don't understand that. Why be in a league if you don't plan on playing?
Right.
Or if you don't have the time to play? I mean, I get you want to play, but if you just don't have the time, we get real life happens. Let us know. We can fill the slot, but I mean, every week
scenario, communicate. Just say something.
Yep.
Correct.
Out there and not saying nothing, we got to assume it's not good. It really isn't. And over time, it's a bad reputation to have because we know who the people are. I'm just trying to give everybody opportunity to be a man and do what they're supposed to do.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, going back to YouTube Live, Brandon said the Dolphins are a different team in the playoffs. Okay.
Hey, you know what? Go ahead and shock the world. Get a win. Get a win in the playoffs, baby. I believe you, Brandon.
Brandon, it's only 6 teams that get in the playoffs, so I don't care what anybody else say. If you won the 6, congratulations, man.
Right.
Yeah, but you ain't one of the teams that will be on the banner.
Yes, he will.
No, he won't. Not making the playoffs.
Oh, you gotta get a win in the playoffs.
Yes, sir.
Correct.
You gotta get a win.
You're right. All right. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. And then Tony Tillman saying he's not going to start some of his starters.
So he ain't broadcasting.
Oh man, and the Redskins owner, he said, he's just glad to be back, trying to get his team healthy. I guess he had a lot of players that were hurt on his team.
Oh yeah,
running back, wide receiver, he broadcasts like I do. He talks and you can hear him. And for the first time, I wasn't in the party when he's playing, and he was like, "God damn, how many injuries am I gonna get?"
Hey, Tillman said he is gonna broadcast.
Okay.
He's gonna broadcast this game. But Redskins owner, man, welcome back, man. It's good to have you. Definitely see you, be a problem next season. So
yeah, definitely.
All right. So keeping it moving, y'all. We're doing great on time. I was right at an hour. We're at the last topic. Last topic is the latest sanctions we had the last couple of weeks. I know we talked about the Ravens.
Yeah.
He got suspended for, I believe, 2 games.
3 games.
It was actually 3.
All right, sorry about that. 3 games for what was that? Sportsmanship.
Scoring 50 against the computer.
That's right. Yes.
And his was a bonehead mistake, man. He said he went to sim the game. He simmed it. He auto simmed it and lost track of the super simmed it. Lost track of the score. And when he realized where the score was, it was I think he jumped into the game. Something happened and it scored. I'm like, I don't know what happened. He got a safety or something, and he happened to score the 50 points. And I was like, I still got to hit you with that sanction, man. There's no way I can. Yeah. Is this the way it is? Yep. So, and he even hit me up after the game and explained it to me and told me everything and was like, hey, I scored 50 points. This is what happened. I'm just letting you know how it went down. And then I was like, okay, he's like, I'll take the punishment. I know it's coming. And I mean, big ups to him because he knew. He knew. I mean, he knew as soon as it happened. As soon as that game, I saw that little ticker come down on my phone that said, franchise game was played or finished. And then right after that, he texted me, and I'm like, oh, okay. And then I got into detail with it, and he was like, oh, well, he knew. So,
yep, yeah. Yeah, so that was
But big ups to him for owning it and reaching out as well in regards to
Correct.
like I said, the rule is the rule, but I respect the fact he reached out in regards to it.
Yeah,
Yes.
he definitely did that.
I mean, he hit us up in our little private chat room we have, and of course, we got on him. He was like, "Why would you do that?" But yeah, he's good. I mean, he still made the playoffs. Congratulations on that.
Yeah.
And mistakes happen. I understand.
Yes, they do.
Hey, look at me. Look at this
Yes.
dude. Mistakes happen, but be a man,
Back-to-back
step
seasons,
up,
though,
handle your
Tranks?
business.
Yep.
Yeah, let's stop talking on. Let's change the subject on that one.
Right. Real quick before we go on, I did skip a question on here on the live feed. D, I got you. So his question is, do you guys update your players as soon as you see an update on a homepage? Myself, I do. So if I see any update, I immediately go in there, I update my players. I don't wait
You say
weeks.
update your players. You mean
He means upgrade them.
Upgrade them. I'm sorry, upgrade them. I'm sorry, upgrade them. Yes, upgrade them. So myself, I do it right away. If I see that that icon up, I'm going in there and I upgrade my players. I don't know about y'all, but that's what I do.
So do I. There's no negative to not doing it right away, but if you're going to play a game without your guy having extra skill points, extra faster speed, faster agility, catching, whatever, you're playing in a deficit by choice.
Yeah,
I do it right away, but you're only hurting yourself by not doing it.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, and it's different this year upgrading. It's not like last year where you could bank the points and then throw them in or whatever.
Right.
I know some people used to do that. They'd wait to the end of the year, bank all their points and improve their players, especially if they were winning with the team they had. I think this year you kind of want to do it, as soon as you get it.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't see any benefit of sitting on the points at all.
No.
So
no, not at all. No, good question, man. Good question. All right, so the question of the day. So just recently, we had our Panthers owner get kicked out of the league. Mr. Tranks, would you like to explain the reason why he was booted from the league?
Well, it's part of the sanctions section, but we saved it to the end because it's a big ball of twine to unwrap there. Initially, Mr. Billups, Stephen Billups, informed us that he had, and I'd already seen it before, but it had happened earlier in the week before we advanced, that he had changed his player. And when I saw it, I rolled my eyes like it's just like, we had this issue with him before, him changing a player. And I was surprised that it would happen again, but to be quite honest, I wanted to see what his response was. When he told us just same way the Ravens came to us and said, "Hey, this is what happened," blah blah blah. I wanted to hear what it was, so I didn't say anything initially. I don't even think I said anything to Josean yet, but Billups found it, brought it to us, and was like, "Hey, man, you know what's going to have to happen." And I was just like, "Hey, man, you do what you have to do, and we're just going to keep moving because this, he's not the only one that's been suspended this season, and he won't be the last person to be suspended. So just do what you got to do. He'll make the edits that he got to make, and we keep it moving." And that did not get him kicked out of the league.
Right.
Because he had it happen to him before when he came out of the league. It's happened to other people in the league who are still in the league, but who've done it more than once too, by the way.
Yep. Last Madden.
Yeah, no, just this Madden, last Madden. People have done that.
Oh, I thought they thought just him.
Switching players. That's happened.
Yes.
But the problem we run into is I have a very short temperament for people who don't follow the rules and will end up being defiant. When you're told to do something, look, we all adults here. Nobody here is my kid, but if Billups tells you to switch your player back from whatever he was to whatever it was, that's a directive from somebody in charge, and we support the people that we delegate these powers to. It was not done. And almost exactly how it was the last time this happened, where he waited almost a week to do it, like 2 advances, after being told to switch the guy back and take the rest of his penalties.
Yeah.
It felt like an act of defiance by not doing what was told. So after a certain amount of time, I pretty much said, hey, you need to take care of this right here. He didn't. I said, this is the deadline it has to be done by. I said 9 p.m. Now,
9 p.m. Friday, right?
Friday, 9 p.m. Whatever day it was. I said
right.
He knew. I let him know what day he was told to do it, and where the deadline was he had to get it done, or there would be additional penalty.
Yep.
And I didn't specifically say 9 p.m. EST, giving him some leeway. You know what I mean? Because the person is on the West Coast.
Mm-hmm.
So when it wasn't done, I even waited until 3:30 a.m. to check and see if it was done. It was not done.
Mm-hmm.
So at that point, what we have here is not just a guy not following the rules. We have a guy who is not only not following the rules, repeatedly not following the rules, and not following the directives of the people who were in charge. At that point, if we tell you to go on AP and you don't do it, if we tell you to switch a guy back and you don't do it, then at that point, you're just doing whatever you want to do. And I don't have patience or room for somebody who's not going to follow the rules.
Right. I agree.
We dismissed him from the league.
And I think the comment he even put on there, he said he woke up on Saturday after working 20 hours and he seen that he was booted from the league. So he asked why. My thing is, what happened to Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday?
So when I first gave him the penalty, which I think might have been Wednesday night. I think it was Wednesday afternoon.
Right.
Yeah.
He was I have everybody on my friends list on Xbox Live, and he was up playing video games, playing Madden, some of his other franchises all day Wednesday night. And I even reached out to him via Xbox Live. Was like, hey, sorry to bother you. Can you move yourself over to AP? Didn't get a response back, but he still was online like throughout that evening, right?
Yep.
Again, I can't make anybody stop what they're doing. Didn't necessarily expect them to stop what they're doing, but I reached out to him on the Xbox Live, and he was showing active. Now, possibility, I don't know if it was him, right? Could have been a kid or whatever, somebody else be playing. I don't know that, but I saw someone active on his profile. The next day, I reached out to him in the chat and on Facebook, again, just explaining what we needed him to do. His response, again, it was 2 days after me originally reaching out to him. Tranks posted something, and he responded pretty timely saying, hey, my bad, I'm going to do it this afternoon when I get off of work. And that's before the 9 p.m. deadline. He stated he would be off of work this afternoon.
Yeah.
Don't know what time, but that was his feedback then. He didn't say, I got to work till, 10 p.m. Pacific, or, I'm going to be up at work all late. I'll get it done the next morning. Or, hey, even I can't get to it. Can one of the commissioners do it for me?
Right.
He had plenty of time to reach out and ask for help or a lifeline or anything if that's what he needed. But again, he chose himself not to say anything.
Yeah.
So it's not about, I don't know what his intention is, right? And I'm not going to sit here and assume negative intention, but I know what he didn't do. And he didn't reach out to anybody that was on the leadership team at all in regards to this, which somewhat, to me, is frustrating.
Right.
I try to reach out to everybody. And again, whether it's, reminding people about setting alerts or sanctions or whatever, I find 5 minutes, 15 minutes of my time on my day, and I'm just reaching out saying like, hey, I know everybody's busy. FYI, keep this in mind, just to keep the leagues efficient, smooth,
yes, sir.
clean. No disrespect to anybody, not trying to call anybody out, make them look bad. It's just reaching out. But again, at the end of the day, you're an adult and you got to decide how you want to handle it yourself. So.
Yep. No, and one good job catching it. You're doing an excellent job in that area.
Yes, sir.
But my biggest thing was, and just me, I just believe he was just doing what he wanted to do. And if you're gonna say after work on Friday, you're gonna put yourself on AP, you still don't do it. And then now you're surprised on Saturday, you're kicked out of the league. Dude, that's on you. That's not fair to that other owner. You know, he could have been played this game either on Wednesday night, Thursday, Friday, even Saturday. But you didn't give that owner enough time, which I know that personally, I know that owner. And by the time Saturday came, he worked a 12-hour shift that day. And got off at 6.
Play.
Yeah, exactly.
So then it was too late.
Right. So I don't feel bad for people like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't. You know, you did what you wanted to do.
And here's the biggest thing though, man. Each week, every time we end the season and we go through the off season and we go to head into the beginning of the season, I make that post. I post it on purpose. So those that say I forgot, I didn't remember, there's no excuse. If you're paying attention to the post and you're actively involved and you're doing your thing, you see that post. And I make sure of it so that way people know if they're new or whoever, they can say, hey, if I make a position change, this is what's allowed, this is what isn't, and this is the guy I need to contact. There's no excuse for someone not knowing. And in his case, he used to be the position guy. Right. So I think that's what kind of set me off when I made my initial post, because I was like, you know, as soon as Steven did his, I kind of put mine in there, and I posted the post that I post every time, over and over, and I highlighted it. I said, "There's no." I mean, his explanation was, "I did it to see." It really doesn't matter why you did it. You know, you're not supposed to do it. If you're curious about doing it, reach out and ask. I mean, in worst case scenario, Steven's going to tell you no. He's going to tell you yes. You make the change. You don't like it. You either move the guy off your depth chart or move him back, whatever you choose to do. But you made the initial request. Right. You know, you arbitrarily just making a change just to say, I'm curious what would have done or how the stats would have been. You know, that doesn't make sense when you know you're not supposed to do it. Yes, sir. That excuse or that logic or that reasoning for it doesn't make any sense to me. No. So I mean, that's the one thing that I don't get is when people do the repeat offenders, you know, Tranks and I try to, you know, be consistent, and Steven does a good job of that too. He, you know, when he took over, he's looked at, I mean, he's come to us or he's gone back through the site to see, okay, has this person been sanctioned for this, or what sanctions have they had, or is this a repeat offender? So, I mean, you got 3 guys trying to remain consistent. And I just don't get how you expect to make a change and not get caught. The game keeps the log, so you can't even lie about it. Say, "Oh, I made the mistake. I didn't mean to change him." No, you have to proactively go into the game and make that change and approve it. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what his logic was in the whole situation of. It almost seemed like he just felt because he was either the position guy before or he's an OG, and that's the other thing when he threw that whole OG thing out, that we should have came and asked him why he made those changes. No, it's the other way around. I shouldn't have to ask you why you made those changes. You should be asking for those changes to be made. Exactly. You should be reaching out to Steven. So it almost like he defied the whole process, you know. And then on top of the fact, once Steven made the request to say, "Hey, this is your sanction," you know, he laid it out perfect, and you refused to do it, and you kind of like, you know, he wanted to be defiant about it almost. I'm just gonna hold off. Oh, I'll do something about it soon, and then don't do it, and then realize I'm not in the league anymore, and then come up with a 20-hour, like Steven said, he had from Wednesday to Friday, he had all the ample time in the world to kind of tell us, "Hey, I'm not going to get to do this. I'm too busy. Would you mind, you know, getting me on AP? I'll go ahead and serve my time, and then I'll roll with whatever happens once I'm back." He made nothing. Nothing. Not in private, not on the site, nothing. So, I mean, you know, like I said before, we'll hit you once with a sanction. If it's not enough for you to, you know, it wasn't enough for you to understand, then the second or third will be worse. So, I mean, this is where he's at.
Usually how it works.
Tillman.
Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, Tillman said it best on here. He said the great part about this league is the leadership. We're level-headed and fair. And definitely still Billups went above and beyond to, you know, get with this guy. And
definitely,
you know, at the end of the day, he did what he wanted to do. You know, he wasn't trying to follow the rules. Right. And because of that, this happened. So, that's all I got to say about it. I don't feel sorry for people like that. I don't. We got rules in place.
Write these posts just because we like typing on Facebook. I mean, there's other things we'd rather be doing. We do these things so you don't make the mistake. We don't want to penalize. We don't want any sanctions. We want you to, hey, here's a heads up. You can only play the computer once. Okay, I understand. You come from another league. You're new. It's going to happen. It's just going to happen. It's a relatively new rule here. So when it happens, all right, well, somebody gets cracked on the whip, on the wrist. Everyone sees it. So the likelihood of it happening again is less, but it'll happen. But in the end, we're not just typing these things for you to, oh, it's a new week. All these words mean nothing. No. Everything in there is we edit that thing every single time we post it. We have to. Because the weeks change and sometimes the rules change. And to ignore it is disrespecting the people that taking the time to post it. And then you turn around and say, I don't know, or why didn't you tell me, or why didn't you communicate with me, or it's just to act ignorant when you really, ignorance is no excuse. You've been here long enough, you should know better.
Yep.
And I mean, and the biggest thing with his is that, everyone, I mean, we're not perfect. No one in this league is perfect. We've all made mistakes. A few of us have been sanctioned more than others. But the biggest thing is most people, when they've been sanctioned, they own it. I mean, look at Steven. When he had that game on sportsmanship, he owned it. Yep. He took the penalty. He owned it. The Ravens, he went over 50. He knew it. He hit me up. He owned it. The Bills owner, as many can't get right, as many penalties as he's had, many sanctions, he's taking his sanctions like a man. He's abided by what we've requested, and he's still in the league. Everyone that's had a sanction has done that. He's the only one that twice, last season and this season, he's done that twice where he's been asked to do something, and it's like trying to pull teeth. It's like, why does it have to be this way when you've been here as long as you have? You kind of know how the structure is, how the sanctions go. If you do something wrong, you take the penalty, you serve your time, you move on. It's not a debate. It shouldn't, what I'm saying? Once you get caught in the act, it shouldn't be a whole that we need to discuss this and I need to explain, or I need a second chance. That doesn't work that way. Not when it hasn't.
Time to do that before.
Right.
Yep.
And we haven't done that for others. I mean, everyone's, I think we've sanctioned quite a bit of guys for several things, and no one's come to us, asking for, some kind of, can I get a second opportunity, or is there a way you can lower? No one's ever come to try to negotiate the terms of the sanction. They just do it, ride it out, and they move on.
Hey, Tillman asked, can the Panthers forfeit all his wins? Whatever. No. All right.
I think that's honestly the first time we've had to actually make that decision too. I don't think we've ever had to boot someone, or it's come to a point where we booted someone because of that.
Well, we have, but he kind of was already one foot out the door, the other one banana peel. It was a former Broncos owner.
Yeah, but he quit on his own terms.
Yeah, eventually he did, but he was already like on the hot seat kind of. There was a point in time where I booted. I want to say I booted like 6 or 7 guys.
I don't think I was commissioned then though.
Yeah, but I'm just saying there was a bunch of my personal friends that I had in the league, and I booted like 6 or 7 guys that were in the league because it was just too much. The juice was not worth the squeeze. They were good players, which I love personally. I love the competition, but there were too many rules being broken, too many people saying this rule sucks and it shouldn't be this way when they signed up for it. And after a while, it gave me more of a headache, and the league became more of a headache than it was pleasure. And it's rare for me to say this league wasn't pleasure for me. So I at that point, I had to get rid of them because they weren't making the league enjoy the way it should be. Like this energy that we have now with the FNG show, with the top 10, with the playoff talk, with the all the junk talking on the site, we love that. That I look forward to that. Every single post that Reggie puts on there, hashtag, 100 no, you know what I mean? That love that. That motivates me. That makes me want to, come to the league. But when, it's the other stuff that really we shouldn't even have to deal with, if it gets too hard, if I feel like it's a headache too much, you're not doing what you're supposed to, you're not communicating, then you need to be somewhere else. This ain't the league for you.
Yep. I mean, hey, you said it best right there. I mean, definitely just follow the rules. It's been other leagues, like I said before, that I didn't agree with. You got choices. Either stay with the league or you leave the league. I believe the way this league is ran, the rules are not hard. We're just trying to make it realistic. In real football, if it's 4th and 7 and you're, not past the 50-yard line, most teams are not going for it.
Yep.
So it's just play realistic football. Don't play arcade style football. Try to open your playbook. Respect your opponent. Even if you lose a game, still send them a little message saying, hey, good game. Just, I don't know. That's just me. That's just me. So,
that's how it is for everybody.
Yep. D put on a YouTube live. He said that, what did he say? Next season, season 3, the NFC West, bring your popcorn. Equals bring your popcorn. No, definitely, y'all division is just crazy. It's insane. Tillman wants the Panthers to forfeit all their games so he could be 15-0. That's his only loss. And and that's it, fellas. That's it. One, I appreciate all the guys chiming in on YouTube Live. But no, gentlemen, definitely, Tony, I'm not gonna go any farther with that. I'm not gonna give any more airtime. It is what it is. You follow the rules. That's what happens when you guys don't follow the rules. Nobody, not one person in this league, not even the triple OG, Mr. Tranks, who got suspended 4 games for advancing the playoff last season. The second time. Even he gets suspended, some games. So it happens, own up to your, mistakes, keep it moving. But nobody's bigger than the league. So definitely, when we ask you guys to do certain things, please do it. It's to help the league, not just one individual. We ask you to probably download the app. We ask you to change your settings so we could, the league can advance, on its own. Yeah. Please just do it. It takes a couple of seconds. You get it done, it's over with. So, yeah. Tillman said he wants to do hashtags too. Man, whatever, dude.
Hashtag formerly known as the Broncos.
Yes, sir. All right, so fellas, that's it. We're at 1 hour and 30 minutes. Excellent show. Yes. We got week 16, got a couple games still need to be played. And then we got week 17, some heavy hitter games. I definitely put those game of the weeks out. And then we'll probably try to do a show before playoffs. But once again, thank you guys for coming out, man. I appreciate it. Billups, Tranks, and Josean, I appreciate y'all being on the show. And all the viewers that watch this, I appreciate y'all watching, chiming in. And good luck to all the guys out there.
Yes.
All right. Y'all got anything else to say? Y'all good?
Yes. So one last thing. Dill,
I didn't do it.
Doing an excellent job running the FNG show.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Second to let you know, we appreciate all the hard work you do. You make a dream of mine come true by putting this on YouTube.
Yes, sir.
It means a lot to me. It means more to me than you realize it does. And you know what? I'm gonna take Batman off for a second so you can see it in my eyes.
You gonna cry?
Yeah, I'm
he gonna cry in the car.
It means a lot. It means a lot. You doing what you're doing, having the energy that you're bringing. You bring positivity all the time, even with stuff you don't agree with. You bring positivity. Your effort is much, much, much appreciated. And a lot of this wouldn't have been done without you. And I really thank you and appreciate all the hard work you're doing. Keep up the good work.
No, I appreciate it, man. Thank you, man. Hey, thanks for just having this league, man. This league is, like I said, is number one to me. All the leagues I've been in, I love the people in it, win or lose. It's just fun to be around you guys, And like I said, last night I went to a daddy-daughter dance, and it's a guy that's not even in our league knows about this league. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about it. So, now definitely, it's being watched by other people, not only in Xbox, but PlayStation 4. One of the guys, he's trying to get me to buy Madden on PlayStation 4 because they have another great league. They watched our podcast show today, our old ones. And they was like, man, that's hot. You know, we probably need to do that for our league just to talk about it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I love y'all. Love to talk about the league. Definitely the new guys coming in. Can't wait to shut some of them up, the Chargers. I'm messing with. Let me shut up, man. I know by far. I know my day is coming. I got some lucky wins with y'all, but it's just fun just to put the hashtag 52-0, even though it was backwards.
Yeah.
But hey, y'all get it. No, I appreciate the love, man. Thank you, man.
All right.
Billups, you got anything? Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Jose.
No, I was gonna say, shout out to you too, Billups, man. You managing that and going back through the logs too, man. That's extra work you're pulling from me and Tranks.
Yeah.
And we appreciate everyone. Anytime anyone wants to help out or participate or be more involved, I mean, reach out to us. I mean, the more people we have, the merrier, the merrier it is. I mean, Dillard taking over the podcast. Nation, Tillman still does stuff. Billups doing stuff. Kyle was doing stuff. I mean, we really enjoy that guys are willing to take, volunteer their time and partake in this and what we do and what we enjoy. So, shout out to all of y'all. It's a big ups that, you guys have come into the league, new guys, and you guys have taken over roles that off our hands. It frees us up a little bit. It allows us to do more things. And we like Trank said, we really appreciate it.
Yes. We just had somebody chime in and said, call me low key Hulk. I don't know who that is.
I don't know who that is either.
I don't know, but he put his number down. So just hit me up, and I don't know who you're talking to. But no, I'm just saying, yeah, they put it in the chat. I don't know who it is. But
maybe they think you're pretty, Dill. You're the host of the best Madden podcast on this side.
Hey, brother.
Man, it could be someone wanting to get in the league, man.
Hey, brother. My wife watching this. Right? you tripping? She upstairs watching this right now. Hey, gentlemen, stay on before we disconnect. But once again, guys, FNG, appreciate y'all. Good luck rest of the season. Playoffs around the corner. Y'all take care. All right,
gents.
All right.